Okay. All right. So we just got out of X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And before we start talking about this actual story, I had fun.
I liked it. It was a fun movie.
There's a difference between having fun and liking a movie and having problems with not having problems with it.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of things we had I had problems with.
Okay, why don't you start with your problems?
I told this to you before. It's a movie, but it definitely has the feeling of a comic book in the sense that I'm confused as hell about the new timeline.
Yes.
Because it feels like one of those new reboots that comics always go through. Like, time travel story, all of a sudden, everything we know about every character is completely changed.
Every origin is wrong.
every origin story, every storyline, how relationships are born, they're just gone. This whole new universe is confusing, and it doesn't help that I feel like we're rushing through this timeline. Because here's a problem I always had about the fact that Apocalypse was supposed to be the main villain of this movie. It's Apocalypse. It's way too soon. He's supposed to be the biggest bad. He is the end all be all.
End all be all, yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the one that all the mutants and people rise up against, beat him, and then the world is starting to really willing to accept mutants.
Hell, he's a threat to the Marvel Universe in general.
Yeah, he's a threat to the Marvel Universe in general, which is why part of me is actually happy X-Men is not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet.
Mm.
That Fox hasn't caved in, because if this happened while they were technically part of the Cinematic Universe...
Oh, God damn it.
It'd be like, Avengers, what the hell are you guys doing?
Well, this was in the 1980s.
Yeah, this is 1980. Again,
the Avengers aren't around yet.
Because timeline-wise, this is happening much earlier than, in one other comic book story.
Tony Stark hasn't built that Iron Man suit and started that universe yet.
I always felt like Apocalypse isn't something until 1990s or 2000s.
Yeah, but, okay, well, I think they took a little bit of a page from the Age of Apocalypse storyline. Because you remember in Days of Future Past that mutants were revealed earlier than they were originally in the original timeline. In the original timeline,
they were revealed in the actual 2000s.
I think so. That's what we assume from the previous movies establishment. But in the Age of Apocalypse storyline, there was again that involved time travel. I won't go into the stupid details, but basically someone was going into the past to kill Magneto because I won't go into the reasons, but there was a kill Magneto, but it accidentally killed Charles instead. Yeah. Which created an alternate timeline. But while that entire fight was happening, they were displaying their mutant powers, and mutants were exposed earlier during that time. And Apocalypse was watching this event himself, and it's like, now's the time to take over the world.
Yeah, you just gave me the exact same feeling this movie gave me. What's going on? Huh? Why are we here already? Damn it, Quicksilver! You took me here too soon.
Hey, if it's adapting that storyline, and it did a perfect job. So I'll give it props for that.
But like I said, we're having fun because a lot of the characters are exactly how we remember them. They really do fit their character perfectly, and they do have the relationship. But again, they're putting too much in one movie, or at least rushing through so many plot lines. We're introducing the new X-Men. We're introducing how they meet each other. We're also working again on Magneto's and Professor Xavier's relationship again. Mystique's. What's her role in this new universe? We're also introducing the Phoenix Force. Spoilers. We're also introducing Wolverine. We're introducing, the world to mutant. How the world accepting mutants already.
Well, to be fair, the Wolverine cameo was pretty. Wasn't too long. Wasn't too short.
Wasn't too long. Too short. But I'm saying we're establishing so much of this new X-Men universe that is just what's going to happen in the next movie? Is this establishing multiple branch off movies? Because I heard Wolverine's going to have his another solo movie, but it's going to be old man Logan. So it's not going to connect anything to this one.
Oh God, it better not be that old man Logan.
That's what the rumor is.
No, they can't, because that involves other characters from the MCU.
Yeah, so
it would be their own version, their own take on old man Logan.
Which again would be confusing.
Yeah.
So like I said, we had fun. Everyone was playing their part,
I enjoyed this
But-
movie.
No, I enjoyed it too. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, there were a lot of scenes where I was like, yeah, all right. But again, it's just like, what's it? I love this, but what's it doing here so soon? Like, okay, like I said, spoilers. The Phoenix Force, and we're introducing a new Jean Grey, you know, to this new X-Men. Also, a budding relationship she has with Scott and all the other new X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we're supposed to be building up the Phoenix Force already. You know, which, and then unleashing that Phoenix Force upon Apocalypse. It was
It was a fucking awesome scene, though. By the way,
it was an awesome scene. But again, I'm looking at it, I'm having fun, and I'm also asking, why are we here already?
okay.
Like,
Well,
okay, for us, for viewers, we've been watching X-Men for 10 years. Since X-Men 1 first premiered. So for us,
yeah.
we're okay with it. So a lot of people will probably be okay. It's like, finally, we're doing this storyline. But within the actual movie timeline...
Well, if we want to be technical, we did the Phoenix storyline in Last Stand, but that didn't go so well.
I was forgetting that one. Thanks a lot for reminding me. Shit, that happened already, didn't it? Yeah, but at least, okay, here's the thing. At least the third one, there was no build-up. Phoenix Force, just there now. It's the big bad now. It's the thing we have to stop. And we succeeded in one movie.
At least this one kind of just hinted it.
Yeah. No, but like I say, the storylines are actually well done. They're executed well. They're built up well. Yeah. But we got to this movie with no build-up. The build-up within the movie is fine. The build-up to this movie in general was not.
I think these movies kind of depend on whether you've seen the rest, that you would have to I think you have to go into this movie already knowing something, so you would have to at least have watched everything up to this point.
Yeah, but didn't you? For me, it felt like as soon as Apocalypse destroyed the Xavier Mansion, all of a sudden, Colonel Stryker comes up, kidnaps the X-Men, or at least the more prominent members.
Yeah, the more prominent. He didn't get Jubilee, that fool.
Yeah, Jubilee's obviously the most powerful mutant in the world.
Yeah, she played such a big role in this story.
We would not have succeeded in defeating Apocalypse without
Jubilee.
I just
realized if they do go next X-Men 90s, she's probably going to be a main member of the team.
Jubilee! Fuck. But as soon as General Stryker came up, kidnapped the X-Men, and then took them to Weapon X facility, it almost felt like Apocalypse was just a side note.
At that point, yeah, a little bit.
Didn't you, certain moments of the movie actually felt like Apocalypse was just a nuisance? It's like, oh, we're watching an origin story of the X-Men. Now you're it's like Apocalypse is watching this origin story of the X-Men, and when I'm here, hell no, I'm here now. Damn it, Apocalypse, can't you wait 2 movies? No! Oh. As I said, Apocalypse is not bad. I love what the actor's name is. I forget.
The guy who played Poe in Star Wars. That's all
he joined the dark side.
Yeah.
He even had a cloak like a Jedi or like a Sith Lord. It's like, you are one of my children. Yeah. Yes, feel the dark side of the Force.
Okay.
No.
I'm just imagining him in his...
He should have been in that hood the whole time. Just yes. Good. Give in to your anger.
Give in to your anger.
No, but the actor plays Apocalypse. I look at this guy and I say, that's Apocalypse. He's intimidating. He has the charisma, the presence, the power in his voice. Like I said, every character feels like the character from the comic book. But they're all in the same movie too soon. The build up to the Phoenix Force, great. Apocalypse actually being there,
great.
And being the threat, great. The introduction to the new X-Men, great. How they come together for the first time in their first battle, great. Project X, Project Weapon X.
Weapon X, yeah.
With Wolverine, and how the X-Men somehow now know about him. He's out there somewhere, killing animals.
No, didn't you know? They say they'll never see him again.
No, never see him. I know they were still they were almost done with this, editing this movie by the time Deadpool came out, but I don't know. I would have liked a little Easter egg to Deadpool. Well, no, it's 80s though. Deadpool didn't technically in this universe, he's not Deadpool until like what 2000s.
2015, actually, I think.
So he's not Deadpool until actually 2015.
2015, yeah, something like that. So yeah.
So okay, so never mind. Deadpool shouldn't have been in here.
Never mind.
But again, all these storylines are executed well. All the build-up is great. All the characters perfect. But I'm seeing this too soon, because what's after Apocalypse?
Mr. Sinister.
That's a possibility, but are you gonna think of him as a big enough threat as
I mean,
Apocalypse?
he can be.
He can be in the manipulative kind of way, but in power-wise, he doesn't compare to Apocalypse.
Yeah, because this is the first X-Men movie to me that had like some amount of like stakes here, because
The whole world's about
the
to be
whole
destroyed.
fucking world.
The majority of the population, anyway.
Yeah, and I did like that. I did like when Apocalypse granted Magneto a bit more power, and this motherfucker can now freaking lift metal from all over the world. I was like, holy fucking shit, this is awesome.
And it didn't look like that power was taken away when Apocalypse died.
so he can still do that.
So Magneto now has the power to destroy the world whenever he wants.
And he can use the iron.
So
in the
thank
earth.
God he's not a villain anymore.
And he can use the iron in the earth too.
Yeah. So yeah, this movie ends with like feeling like Magneto is not a villain anymore. So they might go for the New Mutant storyline where he actually helps train some mutants every now and then.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird seeing him as a good guy now.
I
Not
mean,
a bad guy.
I always thought of Magneto more as an anti-hero. than
Maybe
anything.
he will train one specific team of mutants, and then they get killed by humans, and he goes back to hating humans again.
Fuck you, Brotherhood of Mutants. Let's go.
Yeah, and then he creates what's the island's name? The whole island full of mutants.
Genosha.
Genosha. He creates Genosha finally. He has like his own cabal of mutants who agree with him, and Charles is just over there back in Xavier Mansion's like, "Oh, you Eric."
And we discussed this before, but I don't know. I don't know what direction they can take Magneto besides that, because he's kind of a good guy now.
Yeah, now that they reconciled him with Xavier.
Same thing with Mystique. She's kind of a good guy now. She's like the now the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm less bothered by the fact that she's a good guy, and more bothered by the fact that she's now the leader. Like again, like I said, time travel rebooted the whole series, so origin stories are going to change.
I guess because she's a more seasoned member of the team, she in terms of like this in the story, because she was along with Hank, and they were the first X-Men.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Also Eric, but he's not there around. And Havoc is apparently dead in this movie. Apparently,
yeah, Havoc died.
As far as we know, but
it's just fun because
I didn't think he was gonna die, but apparently he's dead.
Yeah.
Kind of anticlimactic.
Actually, it kind of felt like the whole movie just swept that under the rugs. Like, yeah, he died. He died by the way.
Well, then again, maybe they're gonna do it like because I think in the original comics he and Scott originally got in a plane crash when they were younger, but they were the only survivors and their parents died. But in here, you can clearly see that both their parents are around, and they're still around, and he's still alive.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Then again, I'm taking this from an evolution, so maybe that's not the entire.
That's from evolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know. Is this PG-13, right?
I would assume it's PG-13. Wolverine they weren't directly sure.
Well, we saw blood.
Yeah, but there wasn't like, if this was like an R-rated movie, Wolverine would have been slicing ass motherfuckers.
No, I know that. No, I know. I'm saying, okay, there was blood. They clearly showed. They were okay with showing blood.
I'm gonna say
to assume death.
I'm gonna assume it's PG-13.
Yeah, so they at least showed blood to actually show that they're dead.
I think these X-Men movies have always been like PG-13.
But here's the thing, they didn't show any indication that Havoc is dead. They just had Scott standing there like crying, like, "Oh no, he's dead. Where's the body?"
I think we may have seen his face.
No, we didn't. I didn't see any face. I didn't see any burned body. I didn't see any hand under rubble.
And there may have been somebody else though. So.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, Havoc's dead, but can you show me a body?
Yeah.
Because now I'm sitting there like, I'm not convinced he's dead.
That's the thing with comic book. That's the thing with comic book deaths. Like, there's always never really any concrete evidence. Well,
so far the movies have been pretty good at avoiding that.
Yeah.
Except for DC. DC is really actually taking the huge risk of, kind of canceling out the importance of death.
What are you talking about? Batman didn't kill anyone.
I'm talking about Superman.
But yeah, Superman didn't kill anyone either. What do you?
I'm talking about Superman dying. No, but I'm saying so far the movies have been pretty, pretty good about the whole, avoiding death when it's necessary. Well, except for if you count the TV shows. TV shows, fuck logic, and people come back so they can have their own TV shows.
We could just bring him back with a Dragon Ball. Oh wait.
No, but yeah, I just saw that scene. It's like Havoc died, but we didn't show any indication. They just said, "Where's my brother?" And Quicksilver at the time he saved everyone apparently with his super speed. But he says it's like I grabbed every body I found.
Did he grab Havoc? I
assumed he was the first one he got.
Yeah, like I think he grabbed Beast like second because he went down there first, didn't he?
Yeah, he immediately went down to where the center of the explosion was.
Yeah, so
and then from there he saved everyone that was in that room.
Yeah,
they said Havoc was the closest one to the explosion because he caused it.
So yes, he would have to have gotten him first.
Unless the explosion actually already got him before Quicksilver could get there. Like, by the time Quicksilver got there, all he saw was an explosion, but within the explosion was already Havoc's body?
I guess that could make sense.
That could be possible.
I mean, that'd be a reason why he couldn't have just gotten him out there.
Because with all the slow motion they were doing for Quicksilver's scene, a lot of shit was going on really quickly.
Yeah, he was fucking...
wait, go back. I missed something. I feel like I missed something.
He helped some guy, avoid having a shitty kiss with a girl, threw him off the roof.
Quicksilver was fun in this movie. I love Quicksilver.
I love that scene later when he's actually fighting Apocalypse. He's like, boop, boop. You're like, whoa, holy shit, Quicksilver's kicking his ass. And then Apocalypse is like, oh, fucking A.
Yeah, Quicksilver immediately, his brain finally caught up. It's like, hey, wait, am I being punched? I'm being punched. Who's the one punching me? Hey, who are you? Screw you, kid.
Fuck you.
It's like, oh, that's hilarious. But it was hilarious the whole time he was punching the Apocalypse. Like, boom, boom, fuck you, old man. And then Apocalypse is just like, wait, I'm being punched. Who the fuck is punching me?
I liked it when Charles was punching Apocalypse. That was funny as fuck. I was like,
you're in my house now, Apocalypse. It sounded like he was a wrestler.
Like,
what are you gonna do when the professor comes for you?
Hey,
Body slam.
In Xavier's own mind, he can walk.
That's true. Which begs the question is like, okay, Xavier, you're now in the domain of the mind, where you're supposed to be more powerful. Even Apocalypse says, I want your power because it's something I don't have.
Yeah, there's the thing. He wanted his power because Charles can technically, with the help of Cerebro, but since Apocalypse enhances his powers, he can
enhance powers. He can pretty much,
He can pretty much do... Actually, does he even need Cerebro anymore?
No, he was enhancing it, he didn't enhance his powers by touching him. He was enhancing it like a satellite.
Okay.
So he didn't really directly enhance his powers.
Okay. So yeah.
So he still needs Cerebro.
Yeah. So technically, if you think about it, if Apocalypse did have Xavier's power, we'd all be fucking screwed.
Yeah, everyone would be screwed. So this was like really good stakes.
He could literally just go into everyone's mind and just make them obey him.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm saying, Xavier, you're in the domain of the mind, where you're supposed to be the most powerful. Even Apocalypse was jealous of your power of the mind.
Yeah.
So, how come you couldn't make yourself bigger? How come you couldn't make yourself stronger? Because it looks his punches were connecting, but his punches didn't seem to have much force behind them. Like, he's still considering himself too weak, like he's a nerd.
Maybe it's just his imagination isn't very...
He's not very creative?
Yeah.
Like, I have the most powerful mind in the world, but I cannot imagine an imaginary friend.
Oh.
Foster's home is not for you.
Aww. Okay, well... Let's get into the actors for the new main cast of the X-Men.
Like I said, they're all great. Scott
was pretty good.
That was good. Jean Grey was great. Nightcrawler, he didn't have much screen time.
Well, to be fair, Nightcrawler had more screen time in this movie than he had in X2.
That's true.
And he actually did things. Well, actually in X2...
In X2, he did a lot.
Yeah, but...
I mean, he attacked the president.
But after X2, where the fuck did he go?
That's true. Where did he go? I don't even remember. Was he in the X3?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in fucking X3.
He really wasn't?
No, he was in the video game for X3, but he wasn't in the movie.
Huh.
I don't know why.
That's weird. I didn't notice that until now. I guess Like I said, I was completely blanking out on X3. I was wiping that out of my memory. Thanks for reminding me, by the way.
Oh, by the way, X3 exists.
Fuck you. One person I didn't understand as to why would Apocalypse choose him to be one of the four horsemen was Angel. Okay, like I get it. Flight, angel wings. You want to look when you think of a god, you think one of his messengers has wings as an angel.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Like, okay, he's got wings, he can fly, something mankind has always wanted. But to protect you, to fight for you.
I think it was just an excuse to put Archangel in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, he almost had no lines.
He had a few lines.
No, speaking lines wise, he was drunk and a jerk. And even then, when his face was on screen, he had this kind of like look on him, like kind of, full of himself. It was like, what the fuck have you done to earn that face?
I actually wonder what's the identity of this angel, because I know in the comics his name, or even in the X3, his name was Warren Worthington, who was like the son of a billionaire.
Yeah, but this one, I think he's just some kid.
Yeah.
From the streets. That's what it looked like. I mean, he looked like the same character, blonde, blonde, good
Wings.
looking, wings, but yeah, it looked like he's just some kid on the street.
Yeah.
So maybe his dad never became a billionaire, or either he was born to different parents. But yeah, he took that he showed that he fought 10 other mutants. One of them being is it the Blob?
Blob.
Blob. He fought
That was Blob. It was a fat guy. That was Blob.
I like how if it's a fat guy in the X-Men universe, it's Blob. He's the only one.
Well,
in there.
it was a fat guy who was a mutant, so it's Blob.
Yeah. So yeah, he beat Blob. So that's impressive.
Well, that's apparently not the same. Okay, I'm glad that Origins isn't canon anymore. So
that, like I said, Days of Future Past changed a lot for the better.
So yeah.
But again, like I'm saying, it's because of the time travel story. I'm watching this movie. I'm thinking, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah. Who else? I thought Storm was good. Like
Storm was great. I mean,
what little she did in this movie.
Although it's kind of weird. Like her motivation makes sense. She wants to help people. She looks up to Mystique and she thinks helping mutants would be the same way as being Mystique.
Yeah.
But she didn't seem to stop to think like, would Mystique actually kill billions of people for this?
Yeah.
Like as soon as she saw Mystique for the first time in person, she's like, "I'm doing the wrong thing." No, Storm, you didn't think that through.
Well, yeah, that's one of those things.
Magneto made sense. He was just angry because
I felt bad for Magneto in terms of like what happened to him in this movie alone.
And it's so much sadder because he actually, built up a reputation within the town.
Yeah.
Okay, Magneto apparently he went the Dexter route and became a lumberjack. Grew a beard, worked in the factory, and started a family of his own. Like Magneto, the Magneto persona never existed.
Contrary to the belief that daughter he had is not Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, at first I was confused because I saw the daughter. She seemed to be like a Disney princess with all the animals. So I'm thinking, manipulating animals, maybe Scarlet Witch, but you're telling me it's not.
Maybe it's Polaris. I don't know. No, it can't be Polaris. She would have the same powers as him.
So, did he ever have any children that can control animals?
The only children I know of his are Polaris, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch.
So maybe there's just like a movie thing, just a character created for the movie?
I guess.
Yeah, because they didn't even mention the wife's name, so she probably wasn't important in terms of comic book.
Pretty much.
So it's kind of sad when you think about, like I said. So
I mean, it's still sad, but
it's so sad because they actually did have that kind of relationship. You actually saw he loved them. He raised the daughter for, I'm gonna assume she was like 7, 8.
That's reasonable. It's been 10 years since the last movie.
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume like he raised a kid and had a wife for 8 years.
I mean, the guy kind of had to go into
he got a job.
What the fuck he did.
He had a nice house. Yeah, he had a nice house. He had a job, a steady job. He had made good friends at the job. He made friends with some of the townspeople and the police, and that actually was invited to other people's homes to have dinner, go to parties.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and I was like, this is a nice life. He's doing pretty well for himself. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, what? Like, the apocalypse is gonna show up and it's like, join me. He's like, no. But people see him again. It's the whole, people are afraid of what they don't understand.
Yeah.
So they see him accidentally use his powers, and then they call the cops. What I do like, however, though, is the cops aren't outright hunting him down. They're just like, and they're even smart about it. It's like, Magneto, take off your metal badges. No guns.
No guns.
They go in with bows and arrows, like made of wood.
Made of wood.
So that's kind of neat. But what really touched me was they came in. They didn't kidnap his daughter. They just kind of grabbed her on the shoulders, just like, is it true? Are you Magneto? And it's like, look, I don't know what your deal is. I just do know that the government wants you. Yeah. You're a criminal. By law we have to take you in. Yeah. Please don't do this by force. And Magneto even gives in. So okay, just please leave my daughter alone. Leave my wife alone. They've done nothing. And the police are like, okay, yeah,
fine, yeah.
But the daughter, she's being a little kid, and seeing her dad being taken away. Of course, she's gonna get all
upset.
Upset. And her powers being brand new, she can't control it.
Yeah.
So the animals start attacking the police.
Attack them, my pets.
And in that chaos, the police accidentally
shoot a wooden arrow
through both his daughter and
Damn, he must have been a really good shot. He went through the daughter and the wife.
Yeah, that was kind of like,
fucking hell.
I guess they couldn't just kill the daughter and have the wife still alive, because then I guess he would be able to talk to him.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't join Apocalypse. But still, I mean,
that guy was a really good shot. Boom.
It almost looked like he it looked like the animals weren't even attacking him when he shot. He's just like, shit. He's just like he's holding the bow and arrow like downward, but he's just like the animals aren't even attacking him. He's just like, ding,
oh, whoops! I just let go of this arrow.
Well, at least some of the cops actually look at him like, what the fuck did you just do? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I got surprised.
So it's like I said, no one was really the bad guy. It was just the whole prejudice thing. They were scared of something they don't understand. Mutants. And especially Magneto, who's wanted by the government. Who's viewed as a big-ass criminal.
Oh, the shit he did last movie kind of being a criminal.
Yeah, and I thought it was a very powerful scene. First, Magneto screaming to God. It's like taking another family from him.
Yeah.
He finally found happiness, and again, it's taken away because of his powers.
Yep.
So he's cursing God. It's like, why was I born this way? Why was I born a mutant? Why are you doing this to me? That was powerful. And even when he walked back into the factory, to confront, his co-workers, what he thought were his friends, who report him to the police, you can see he's tearing up. And even the other guy just like, look, man, we just needed to report you. The law stated. They would just, it almost felt like they didn't want to, but because he was a wanted criminal, they felt lawfully they were obliged to.
I'm surprised Magneto could get away from all the heat that easily. Well, then again, he did flee to another country.
Yeah. Like I said, the Apocalypse storyline led to some great moments, especially between him and Magneto, who share a similar mindset at this time.
At the time, yeah.
When Apocalypse shows up, Magneto's just looking at him like, who the fuck are you? Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, he literally just said, who the fuck are you? Which is a great reaction, because that's how I would say if I saw someone just come in out of fucking nowhere.
Surrounded by a metal-winged guy, some, white-haired black woman, and
some hot Asian chick.
Asian chick with a katana. I'm just like, who the fuck are you? Don't stop me from killing these people. Apocalypse is like, oh, is that what you're doing?
Okay.
Oh, let me help. There you go. Can we talk now? No, but like I said, there are a lot of great moments, but they feel like they intrude on top of each other. Because here's the thing. I would have loved to see an Apocalypse origin movie.
That's the thing. They kind of gloss over the whole origin thing. Well, I mean, we got the gist of it, but
I would have liked to see more.
I mean, it doesn't really explain all the technology he was using, because in the comics it's celestial technology or something of that.
And this one, it just seemed like he already had it, like he made it himself.
because all the hard work.
They say that he's transferred from body to body to body to body. He's been doing that for thousands of years now at this point.
Yeah.
And he's always had 4 horsemen. So here's the thing, though.
Apocalypse.
I'm surprised that some people were able to get away with sneaking plans around him to bury him alive.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's just like I know you're not all knowing yet because you don't have the mind power, but I mean, don't you have enough followers to actually report to you in case they see some shady shit going on in the background?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but
I think it was just an excuse so they could have a situation where we could seal him up, and then we could have the plot.
But again, like I said, I look at the beginning sequence of Apocalypse, and I'm thinking, I want to see a full-on origin movie with this guy. Or these characters.
Oh, well, we're
with
not.
His current 4 horsemen, but we're not going to get that anymore. I would like to see that Magneto solo movie where he goes on this revenge quest and the X-Men have to stop him because his family just got killed, but we're not going to get that because it was interrupted by Apocalypse.
And we're best friends now.
Yeah.
Yay.
I would have liked to see the X-Men get together, and really come together for the first time. And while we did
see a glimpse of that,
but it was overshadowed by Apocalypse is here.
Yeah.
I would like to see more build up to the Phoenix Force, but it was there just to, end the fight with Apocalypse.
I will say this movie is a good thing of things to come because at the end they're in the danger room and then they're fighting I'm assuming those are simulations of the Sentinels.
No, they're the real thing.
Oh, so Hank was able to just freaking replicate the goddamn Sentinels.
Yeah, yeah. You see, those things. You remember those things that were a threat to all mutant kind? I rebuilt them.
I made them.
Damn it, Hank! You better hope no one hacks into them.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe they are illusions, but
yeah.
I'm
pretty sure they're danger room like simulations.
Yeah, maybe.
Although it would be funny if.
But at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, so the new X-Men, at least this new team, is led by Hank, Mystique, and then is going to be consisted of Scott, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Storm, Jean Grey, and Quicksilver.
Yeah. Quicksilver
still hasn't told Magneto that he's his son.
I think that's I don't know about him withdrawing that information, but whatever.
Well, I mean, when you look at Magneto and all the shit he's done, and at the moment they're fighting Apocalypse.
Actually, I thought legitimately when they were going to talk to him about you still have your family, and then I thought right then he was going to reveal to him that he's his son, so that he could that be like incentive for him, an extra incentive for him to. Yeah, go to their side, but I guess that would be a little bit too cliche.
Yeah, I think it's just because you're looking at Magneto, what he's doing right now, and what's going on right now. Do you really think this is a time for father-son relationship stuff?
Yeah.
Although, I think it led to a more powerful moment where Magneto finally turns against Apocalypse and says, like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, I didn't betray you. I betrayed them.
I betrayed them. Yeah.
And it makes me think I think it would be more powerful if he said, "I'm protecting my family."
That too, but I didn't dislike what he said.
I didn't dislike the line. I'm just saying if it would have been more powerful.
Yeah, I agree. It probably would have been more powerful because they were talking about family earlier.
So much. They're talking about family so much, and he just lost his family. He could probably think I actually do still have a family.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, I guess there's still some way of, like I said, there's a lot of good came from this movie.
Yeah.
This movie was good, but I still felt like too much was being done in one movie. When we could have gotten so much more. We could have gotten a lot of origin movies leading up to this big moment, which would have branched off into more movies. Because I have a feeling that they want to start Fox wants to start their own cinematic universe with X-Men.
Yeah. I mean, they have way more than enough material to go off on. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they do.
They have a shit ton.
But it almost feels like they used a lot of that same material too soon in a single movie.
Yeah.
When they could have, extended it. Built up on it.
Well,
build a solid foundation. Now they just have one movie to build the foundation on.
Yeah, well, Fox has got to keep using the X-Men license until they can't make any more.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, they really.
I think at that point when they're done, they'll be like, okay, okay, Disney.
All right, Marvel, you can have sloppy seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
We already did all the big stories. What are you gonna do now? You can't remake the movies anymore.
And they do it anyway, and they make them like 10 times better.
Holy shit! And Fox is just like,
Fuck you.
well, they have to get rid of Fantastic Four soon. I mean, what are they gonna do?
They have to. They're not gonna do anything with them.
The writer. There was an interview with the writer from Fantastic Four, and he says like, I'm still willing to do a Fantastic Four 2.
No,
But he says, like, we fucked up. We should have done a more brighter, more fun story. But he still wants to work with the same cast.
I mean, the cast is not bad.
Yeah, the cast wasn't bad. Look, acting wise, Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm wasn't bad. Acting wise, I still feel weird that they
had to change
the whole backstory of his family,
but
the Storm family. But I can get by that. And the cast wasn't bad. It was just they were so unenergetic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was the actors themselves that like they didn't like the project and that showed in their character.
Yeah.
Or the director just never bothered to tell them,
it's a
motherfucker, smile, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like, was that so hard for the director to just come in and just like, how come you guys aren't smiling?
I also think it's what everyone else has been saying, that movie is ashamed to call itself a comic book movie.
It is a shame. Like, it wants to be like a sci-fi action, like... You know what I got from it?
What? Did you actually watch the movie? I didn't.
No, I'm assuming from everything I watched online.
Yeah.
What little clips I can get online.
You saw clips of this?
Oh, like, you really avoided it. Like, as soon as I saw the title, I knew I needed to just run away. I needed to go all Quicksilver on it and just run as fast as I can.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That thing was catching up to me like radio waves.
You see, I saw the title and I cowered in fear and ran away.
Like, as soon as you saw the title for the first time on a poster, just was like, take me away, Quicksilver. all the way to Cairo, Egypt, to summon Apocalypse so he can destroy the Fantastic Four.
I think the most important thing about that Fantastic Four, why it was so bad, is it ruined Doom!
Oh, yeah. Which is weird, because Apocalypse actually pretty done well. Like I said, he's done well.
Yeah, he's done well.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe if it was this actor, do you think he would have been able to pull off a Doom?
Oh, man, it's hard to say who could pull off a Doom.
Yeah, I mean, Doom has got to be one of the biggest, most charismatic, most powerful.
He's got to be intimidating. He's got to be freaking
charismatic, sympathetic. He has to be so many things in order to be Doctor Doom.
To be a good Doctor Doom.
And there's so few actors in the world who I can think of who would pull that off.
Yeah.
And it just seems like the studio is not, looking for these actors, or at least not trying hard enough to get these actors to accept the role.
Exactly.
They did a good job here with this one. I mean, like, the actors are all great.
Oh yeah, they're all great. I hear like this is the last movie with with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, she says she wants to quit after this movie. She's done with these X-Men movies. She's tired.
I'm not sure about McAvoy or Fassbender though.
Oh, McAvoy and Fassbender seem to be enjoying their roles.
Yeah.
They play the roles perfectly.
Yeah.
Honestly, here's the thing. Actually, now that I think about it, I did have a problem with Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, what's your problem?
I didn't see Mystique. I mean, I saw her in the costume, but I didn't see her.
True, she was barely Mystique in this movie.
And we're not talking about the makeup. We're talking about personality.
Yeah.
For me, when I looked at Jennifer Lawrence, I saw Jennifer Lawrence from Hunger Games. I did not see Mystique at all. That was not Mystique at all. They gave her the lines to make her sound like Mystique.
Yeah.
I still did not see Mystique. And what's funny is when she's talking to Jean Grey for the first time, it's like, I remember when I was nervous on my first mission too, when I was around your age.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them, I was like, you look like the same age.
No, you gotta remember her powers made her age slower than everyone else.
That's true. Well, it's just so weird when someone says that line and they still look the same age. I'm just like, it feels weird hearing that line from you of all people.
To be fair, Beast looks kind of the same too.
Yeah, they all look the same. Screw you, you immortal actors.
Well, Beast doesn't age slower. What's his excuse?
Professor Xavier doesn't age slower. What's his excuse?
He's motherfucking Professor Xavier.
Magneto doesn't age. What is his excuse?
He's fucking Magneto. That's his excuse. The guy freaking moves the earth in this movie. You question him?
Colonel Stryker doesn't age. What's his excuse?
Yeah, what is this? What is his excuse?
He looks the same as he did in the 70s for Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Actually, that's another thing that's confusing me. Like, okay, this.
It's been 10 years since Days of Future Past.
Yeah, Days of Future Past is technically within the timeline.
Yes.
This new timeline,
It
right?
is now within the new
It's
timeline.
canon. It is
canon, yes.
So, what am I supposed to take here? Mystique turned into Colonel Stryker, took Wolverine's body from the river, then left, and then Colonel Stryker came back. It's like, who's this? I don't know. You took him out of the river.
Did I?
And now I guess I'll take him with me, I guess.
I'll fucking take him
And
with
Mystique
me.
just left to, I guess, find other mutants.
Yeah,
Underground Railroad?
Yeah, that motherfucking scene at the end of Days of Future Past, like, okay, it's Stryker's gonna take him, and that's gonna be he's going to the next
But
program.
then the yellow eyes, like, oh, wait, it's Mystique.
So wait,
But in this movie,
he's here. He got the adamantium injections and everything.
and Colonel Stryker's, it's Colonel Stryker. He's not Mystique. He's Colonel Stryker.
So huh?
That scene confused me.
Ah,
It's like they made a scene, but then think, wait, what's this gonna lead up to?
what is this gonna lead up to?
And the writers are just like, shit.
Shit.
So they just kind of wrote themselves into a corner, so they ignored it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna gather. Okay, let's make up our own explanation for what the fuck.
I don't want to. This movie, like I said, this movie is a great movie. It's a lot of fun,
I enjoyed it,
but it feels like a comic book, but not in the good way. In the sense that because it's now a new universe thanks to time travel, I'm confused as to origin stories, introductions, and just how